Lone Star Spirit is a series of stories that exemplify what Texans are all about. Really, it's about people who face challenges in their life that some would consider impossible to overcome. But these are people who overcome those challenges, who succeed even despite long odds. These are people who refuse to give up. When the whole world is saying no, they say yes and succeed. And that's the Lone Star Spirit.
Wednesday nights on Fox 26 News at 9.
In tonight's Lone Star Spirit, we meet a Texas man whose commitment to fighting for his country very nearly cost him his life, a price he says he was willing to pay. If you ask Shiloh Harris about the days that changed his life, he'll give you a very short list. The day he married his wife Catherine, the days his children were born, and the day he decided his country was worth fighting for.
Well, at 27 years old, I knew what I had to do. I'm sitting here and I'm watching our nation be attacked, and it scared the hell out of me. I wanted to do what I felt was right, put a rifle in my hand and take the fight to them, because they came over here. My family lives here.
Harris, whose father was a veteran and grandfather was a veteran, joined the Army in 2002 and served 2 combat tours in Iraq as a cavalry scout.
He had life experience. He had a drive, a reason to be there. This was his career path. This is what he chose, and he excelled.
He was so committed to the soldiers he served with, he gave up his R&R to stay in the fight. And in 2007, when he could have been home on leave, another day changed his life.
You know, you don't ever want it to be your day. But it's like I just had one of those feelings, and I remember getting on my knees. Everybody else was kind of going out to the trucks, and I remember my roommate was like, "You on your way?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm on my way." He left the room, and I got on my hands and knees, and I prayed. I prayed that day. I said, "Lord, please, just keep your arms around me." And I could imagine, I could see the Lord just like, because these roadside bombs, that was our biggest threat. I could see his arms on each side of our convoy.
Amazing grace.
Hours later, the Humvee carrying Harris and 4 soldiers under his leadership rolled over a 600-pound bomb buried beneath an Iraqi highway. Harris was burned over 35% of his body and suffered massive internal injuries.
The day I found out Shiloh was injured, my cell phone rang, and it was a rear detachment commander from his unit. And when he said, "I have news of Sergeant Harris," I immediately knew that something was bad.
It was 2 months later, when Harris awoke from a coma, that he learned his prayers hadn't been answered the way he wanted. Only he and his driver survived the blast.
When I found out that my 3 soldiers didn't make it, I wasn't angry at God. I wasn't upset, you know, with him. But I did pray and ask him, why me and not one of them? Because there was 2 very young men on my truck. And I just wondered, why me?
Today, Shiloh Harris is back home in Texas after 50 surgeries and more on the horizon.
They're not the same when they come home. You have to learn a new person. There's a new personality that comes with multiple deployments, injuries or not. Just the deployments alone, they've changed.
Still, despite all that was lost, Shiloh Harris says he has no regrets. He volunteered to serve, to fight for all of us.
The love of your nation and the love of our God is still there. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. Did I ever want to leave? No.
He's a stand-up guy, too.
And what a great wife he has as a support
Yeah,
system.
really strong family. They've been through so much, and they're doing really well. You can see he's adjusted pretty well, but the pain and the struggle hasn't ended for Shiloh. So, if you know of someone who shows Lone Star Spirit by overcoming big obstacles in their life or by helping others, I'd love to hear from you.
You can find Don on Twitter or on Facebook, or you can email him here at the station at don.teague@foxtv.com.